Furthermore, the disbursement of all COVID-19 funds, including those being collected directly by the CBN and those domiciled with commercial banks, shall be through appropriation. The government said this will bind all spending units to the Appropriation Act and provide the greatest measure of credibility and transparency to the management of the donation. The National Coordinator of the Presidential Task Force, PTF, on COVID-19, Dr. Sani Aliyu, has said no medication has been licensed for treating COVID-19 patients in the country. Dr. Aliyu stated this yesterday while appearing on a television program. The PTF coordinator, who was debunking reports that some drugs and local herbs are available as cure for COVID-19, insisted that no medication had been confirmed for the disease. He, however, noted that the United States of America had given temporal approval for the use of an antiviral drug called Remdesivir for a clinical trial in the quest to find a cure for the pandemic. Remdesivir is an antiviral drug initially developed to treat Ebola, which was given after a major trial found that it boosted recovery in serious COVID-19 patients. The approval is the latest step in a global push to find viable treatments and a vaccine for the coronavirus, which has left half of humanity under some form of lockdown, hammered the world economy, and infected more than 3.3 million people. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osagie Ehanire, shared a similar view last week, stressing that there was no cure yet for the disease, but research was ongoing. A gale of strange deaths has hit some Yobe communities in the last 1 week. Journalists gathered that Potiskum and Gasua towns in Potiskum and Bade local government of the state are the most affected by the development. Records obtained from different graveyards in Potiskum by the journalists indicate with a space of 1 week, not less than 100 people were buried. The same scenario is reported in Gasua, where more than 50 were reported to have died within 3 days. Investigation revealed that the deceased were mostly elderly. It is unclear if the deaths had anything to do with COVID-19. The Commissioner for Health, Mohammed Lawan Ghana, who is also the Vice Chairman of the Committee on COVID-19, said investigations were on to know the causes of the deaths. An unidentified patient who tested positive for coronavirus in Bauchi State has fled from the state's isolation center. The state's deputy governor, Senator Babatela, who is the chairman of the Task Force Response Committee on Lassa fever and coronavirus, confirmed the developments to journalists at the government house, Bauchi, the state capital, while giving a situation update yesterday. Although Senator Babatela did not disclose the identity of the fleeing patient, but he noted that the manhunt has begun and urged members of the public to be vigilant. The chairman of the task force committee, while giving a situation update, said the state is making progress in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic, noticeably with the drastic reduction in the newly confirmed cases. In the same vein, a murder suspect, Adamu, who is being treated for COVID-19 at the Ondo Infectious Disease Hospital, almost escaped from the hospital, but for eagle-eyed security personnel. Security had been beefed up at the hospital since the escape was foiled. Adamu, who was arrested in Edo State, was among the 4 suspects arrested in connection to the murder of Pa Fashoranti's daughter, Mrs. Olufunke Olakunrin. A visit to the hospital showed soldiers have been mobilized to support policemen on guard at the hospital. Doctors at the hospital confirmed that the suspect has made several attempts by deploying various tactics to escape from custody. Police sources said it was the timely intervention of its men that prevented the latest attempt to flee custody. Adamu was said to spend long hours in the toilet each time he took permission to use the facility. It was gathered that the little free movement granted the suspect inside the ward where COVID-19 patients are receiving treatment was stopped. Sources said he is being changed to his bed and closely monitored to the toilet. Ondo Police spokesman ASP Tilio Ikoro said he would visit the hospital to a certain situation of things. You are listening to Timsed Morning News, coming to you from Timsed 94.1 FM, transmitting from Ile-Ajun, Oke-Agboja, Ijebu-Ijesha in the state of Osun, Nigeria. You can watch us live and direct on YouTube and Facebook. You can also listen to us globally on Radio Garden. Download Timsed app on Google Play Store. You're welcome back. The Kwara State Chief Judge, Justice Suleiman Kawu, yesterday at the Mondala and Okekura Correctional Centers, granted amnesty to 46 inmates. The Chief Judge, who spoke when he visited the correctional centers, said all the inmates are awaiting trial. He said that 18 of them were released outrightly, while others were released on bail. Justice Kawu advised them to shun criminal activities and be useful to their families and the society at large. He urged those released on bail to always go for their trial and not to abscond. State Controller of Correctional Service, Mr. Debisi Francis, commended Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak and the Chief Judge for exercising their prerogative power as enshrined in Section 212 of the Constitution. He said that 101 inmates had earlier benefited from the gesture. The State of Osun House of Assembly has suspended the embattled chairman of Ife North Local Government Area, Honorable Taiwo Orosoya, over gross misconduct, according to the resolution of the Osun House of Assembly passed on Monday. The House of Assembly on Tuesday, under the leadership of Right Honorable Timothy Owueye, at plenary, after receiving the report and recommendations of the Joint Committees on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs and Judiciary, Legal Matters, Public Petitions and Human Rights, asked that the chairman or the chairman should hand over to the vice chairman, Honorable Adeyeba Ayola Ebenezer, for a period of 2 months. The letter emphasized that the joint committees of the House, having examined and investigated various allegations leveled against the chairman of Ife North, vis-a-vis his response, found him wanting of the allegations of gross misconduct. The Oyo State government has arrested 8 persons for establishing a block-making industry illegally on the land belonging to the Community Basic School, Ologun-Eru area of the state. The executive chairman, Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, Dr. Noreni Adeniran, said the 8 persons would be brought to justice in a statement to journalists in Ibadan. According to him, the arrest is in line with the state's zero tolerance for unlawful occupation and operation on the premises of the state's public schools. Adeniro and his team were monitoring the completed model school situated at Agbokpa Akufo Farm Settlement in Ido local government under the FGN UBEC, Oyo Superb Intervention Project. He said he was displeased with the activities of the block makers in the school premises. The executive chairman said the invasion constituted security risk to the school, adding that classrooms, toilets, and boreholes erected in the school had been destroyed by the owners of the block-making industry. Adeniro said that the 8 illegal business operators arrested would be taken to court and prosecuted according to the law. He said it will serve as a deterrent to others perpetrating such acts. A 5-man gang that allegedly killed 3 University of Port Harcourt Uniport students have been paraded. The police presented them to the media yesterday. President Muhammadu Buhari had, in his reaction, ordered the prosecution of the suspects. The decomposing bodies of 3 students, 1 female and 2 males, were recovered in a forest in Eteo community in Eleme local government area of Rivers State. The incident occurred in February, but the disappearance was reported in April when the anti-cultism unit began an investigation. One of the suspects, Friday Akpan, who led officers to the grave, gave the victims' names as Joy Adoki, Nelson Nwafo, and Fortune Obina. Friday disclosed that he and his gang acted on the order of a certain man, Bright. 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 pistol, 3 magazines, 72 rounds of live ammunition were among the weapons recovered from the suspects. It was gathered that a 34-year-old man, Timothy Osai, accused of sleeping with a kinsman's wife, has been beaten to death in Ihie, a community in Ohaji Egbeme local government area of Imo State. His attackers were said to be hired thugs. Osai was said to have died from injuries he sustained from the beating. Report says the incident took place last weekend. It was gathered that Osai had been having a secret affair with a married woman whose brother warned him to stop. He did not, and cult boys were called on him. His death prompted angry youths to set 6 houses ablaze in protest against the cult boys' action. To end Timsaid Morning News, here again are the highlights. Federal government receives $3.4 billion disbursement from International Monetary Fund. President Muhammadu Buhari approves 5 accounts for COVID-19 related donations. PTF coordinator says no medication has been confirmed effective for COVID-19. Gale of strange deaths hit Yobe communities. Osun Assembly suspends council chairman over gross misconduct. Man beaten to death for allegedly sleeping with kinsman's wife in Imo. That ends Timsaid Morning News, read by Ifeoluwa Olaoye and packaged by Afolabi Koka. Good morning. Thanks for listening.
If I want to listen to radio, it gotta be Timsaid 94.1 FM. Your entertainment station.
Dendero.